From impromptu scuba lessons to having some beef behind the scenes, here are some Outer Banks BTS facts that fans did not know. First off, I bet you didn't know that the cast quarantined together. You can tell a lot about a cast by the way they act around each other. Some actors just don't get along together, but the OBX cast, you bet your bottom dollar they do, to the point where they even quarantined together when the show dropped initially. It's crazy to think that they got so close so fast. That's some real chemistry if I say so myself. Madeline told BuzzFeed that when Outer Banks first came out, they all wanted to be together to experience it.
All right, here we go. Just like we practice, right? All right.
What's better than living with your buddies, right? What's more, they spent a month together in a one-bedroom apartment. Now that takes some dedication. This wasn't just a one-time thing either. During season 1, Chase Stokes and Rudy Pankow were roommates. I can imagine that really solidified their bond, on-screen and off the screen. But this ain't it, y'all. Though they were enemies on-screen, Jonathan Davis and Austin North were also roomies, and they lived just a few doors down from Stokes and Pankow. Top that off with Madeline Klein living on the floor below. And you've got a whole party. That's what they did actually. Stokes told Cosmopolitan that the whole gang would get together and play video games and chill. They haven't done anything like that since then, but it's still a touching fact.
You disappeared at sea 9 months ago looking for a shipwreck.
Guys, I think there's a boat down there.
Speaking of touching facts, this next one is kinda the opposite. Sure, the cast is super tight, but it wasn't always like that. Chase and Austin weren't so tight. Now before you jump to conclusions, the two of them are all good now. The main five had amazing first impressions of each other, but these two, not so much. So it went like this. In the beginning, all of them went to the movies. Chase actually told BuzzFeed that he didn't want Austin to come. Why? Well, he wanted to go full method to fill his role, since his character and Topper are enemies on the show.
You like that, Top? Huh?
It makes sense, but that didn't last too long. I'm so glad. Stokes went on to say that he really loves Austin now. When it comes to love, I know we all want to see our favorite ship sail. For all the JJ Kiara stans, this might be a crazy fact you never knew, but the cast didn't know about the JJ Kiara Pope love triangle. I guess it took everyone by surprise. JD explained that the writers sprung it up at the very last minute, so the three of them were left shocked. Not in a bad way, of course. He was super glad that it happened. The thing about this specific relationship arc is that it's so full of tension. You know, all the what ifs and what could be's. While the actors definitely enjoy it, it might be a long while before we see JJ and Kiara ever be a thing.
You see that? I know you want to get out there.
No boards.
Well, we can body surf till we make some boards.
Rudy Pankow said that if the two of them ever happen, it's not gonna be soon. Why? Because things like this take time.
How's it been going? You know, with Pope and all.
It's good.
It's good? All right. In the bedroom, is it like kind of freaky because it's Pope? You know?
If they introduced it right now, it would be too fast. After all, the no poke-on-poke relationship rule is there for a reason. It's gonna take time to break a pact like that. As for JJ and Pope, the way season 4 is going, I'm not so sure they'll be a thing either.
It's my voice how? Like, how would you like me to talk like this?
Not like that.
Not like that.
Apparently, Madeline thinks that a third party should come in. I know what you're thinking. A love triangle already involves a third party. Well, you'll be surprised to know that Klein thinks that Kiara should get it on with someone who's not a Pope. You learn something new every day. We'll be prepared to learn a little bit more about Madeline Klein herself. She had to learn how to drive a stick shift. We all know what her character says in season 2, but in reality, she does know how to drive a stick shift. But she didn't know it before Outer Banks happened. She had to learn during the production of season 2, and goodness knows she needed it. Come on, her character is on the run almost all the time now. Another cool thing she learned from Outer Banks is something that'll touch everyone's hearts. She and Stokes are dating in real life. Talk about finding love on screen, right? They confirmed their relationship back in June 2020, and they aren't the only ones feeling the vibe. They even won the 2021 MTV and TV Award for Best Kiss and recreated their season 1 makeout on stage. It's so special to be able to have something thanks to the show you're working on. The two of them aren't the only people who found something for life. I bet you didn't know that the cast did this, even though I do it too. Each member kept something from the set. You know it's real love love when the actors take objects and props home. In a promotional Zoom call, each of them revealed the little trinkets they took home as a reminder of their roles. JD, for one, kept his rubber duck. Chase really fell in love with John B's wardrobe, as crazy as it was in season 2. That's why he kept his shoes and his bandana. Rudy, on the other hand, kept his lighter. Madeline took that little keychain poof she found at the chateau too. But the most sentimental one of all has gotta be Madison's. She has her Pogue bracelet with her at all times. Isn't that the sweetest thing? It's hard to imagine anybody else playing these characters. Just look at how much they love their work.
You really don't know, do you? You and your friends hold the key to the ultimate conquest, El Dorado.
That being said, we were this close to getting someone else to play John B. You'll be so shocked to know this, and glad that it didn't end up happening. Chase initially rejected John B's role. Talk about a lousy first impression, huh? It's just proof that you should stick by something just to try it out. It may just surprise you in a good way.
Brought a friend.
Cheese on bread.
Cleo?
So it is you.
What the hell?
Anyway, the actor revealed that he turned down Outer Banks at first because he was afraid it would be a Goonies ripoff. The first time he got the info, he called it the blandest email he had ever gotten. Soon enough, he changed his mind and went for it. One thing though, instead of John B, he auditioned for Topper's role. The casting directors loved him, sure, but they didn't find him a good fit for the role he went for. And just like that, John B and Chase were perfect for each other.
Dude, I've never been to a foreign country before.
Welcome to Nassau.
There's a first time for everything, right? Well, this guy is no stranger to first times. You would think that the underwater scenes were done super professionally. Well, they were, but there's one slight plot twist.
Diver down?
Dive her down.
Stokes has never scuba dived before. Remember when John B went to investigate Scooter's boat and did a full-on scuba hunt? Well, as good as it looked, it was totally impromptu.
Hey.
DIDN.
The actor had never done scuba before that. Now, something like scuba diving requires some training, safety and all. You'd expect some actors to come fully prepared with a month of training. Not this guy. He took a very quick, short course just a few days before the scene, and in he went. Thankfully, it was all good, and there were no issues on set. He loves living life on the edge, I'll say. That being said, he still doesn't have his official scuba certification. Maybe he'll get it soon enough, but who knows? Well, those were all the Outer Banks BTS facts that fans did not know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Police.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, but that's the police.
Just act freaking normal.